addiction is not something that just affects one person. And it entirely affected mom and dad, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, neighbors. You know, everybody knew. After the years, it was years. Everybody, when I went somewhere, you're Josh Quinn's sister. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am Josh's sister. So I got married young and I changed my last name, and it really was kind of a relief not to be, oh, you're Josh Quinn's sister, because it was embarrassing because he wasn't a good person. So that was, you know, it was hard. It was hard to grow up with an addict for a brother. It truly was hard. I won't say that it changed when he began recovery. I think he's been clean for a little over 2 years now. And I didn't trust it or believe it. It wasn't that I didn't believe it. I've seen him be clean before, but just to see it now, there's just something different about it, something more believable. Absolutely. I believe it was, I want to say last November, that Josh had his speech that he gave at the church, and he asked me to go with my mom and dad, and I went, and I listened and I watched, and I have since been trying to go to the church faithfully since January. I had been looking at several churches, but then there's comfort in going with my brother. I believe it helps him that I'm there, and I know it helps me that he's there. And I think that just to take that time out to listen to what the Lord has to say that day, and to really be grateful for what we have, whether or not it's a lot or a little, it's enough. And I think having faith in the Lord is helping us both see that really that's enough.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. At what point did you decide to kind of have either no contact or break your relationship with your brother?
My brother had stolen, lied, cheated, done horrible things to me since I was 10 years old. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. And about 13, 14, 15 years ago, I knew I was headed for a divorce. I got married young. I was married 20 years. My brother was clean, quote unquote, at the time. I rented him a car, put it in my name. He stole the car. And yeah, had the big blowout with the car. They threw down the things to have the tires pop and all that. So I got sued and was responsible for the damage to the car. Couldn't rent a car throughout the world. I'd never left the nation, but I knew it was throughout the world. I couldn't go somewhere and rent a car because of that. And I just didn't ever want to talk to him again because that was the worst time of my life. And my own brother did that to me. And he had done so much to me. It wasn't the first thing, but it was just like, really, at this time of my life, you're going to do this? And, you know, that was like, I never had a brother. I never had a brother. So he was a dope fiend, and that's just who he was. There was nothing, no more expectation. That was just it. When I went to set free that night, it was at Salvation Army, the Salvation Army. And I listened to him and everything that he had to say. And I watched, I listened to more than him that night. And I just thought, like I said, there's just such a difference in who he is. I've never seen it before. He's very calm. He's very receptive to listening to other people, what they have to say, which I've never known that Josh. He was a dope fiend since he was 17. I mean, he was always irate, always quick to fight, always quick to yell. It wasn't, I never knew this person.